Jim, in years of handling personal injury and medical malpractice cases, I take it you've had clients who have had a neck or cervical fusion surgery. Can you tell us about that procedure and what you have to do as a lawyer to help show a jury the significance of that surgery?
Sure, Rick. The first thing it helps to understand is what the cervical anatomy looks like. This is a anatomical model that we use in our law firm primarily to help jurors understand what the spinal anatomy is. I'm going to turn it around a little bit here. This is looking at the cervical spine, the neck, from the front. This is from the rear. And if you receive a severe enough trauma to your neck area, like a severe motor vehicle accident is where we usually see them, sometimes these discs will rupture and the joint becomes unstable. And with an unstable joint, you run a serious risk of paralysis. So what the neurosurgical community will do is they'll go in, remove one or more levels of disc, and then fuse that joint so it no longer moves.
What are some of the types of surgical approaches you see the doctors are using now?
They've developed some very interesting ones, Rick. Probably the oldest one that we have seen is called plates and screws, and that's just exactly what it sounds like. It's fancy carpentry where they will remove the disc material, get everything lined up the way they want it lined up, and then attach one or more plates vertically with screws into the remaining vertebral bodies. At one point, about a decade ago, they developed something called a cage technique, where they would remove the disc and insert a metal cage to replace the disc. The idea was hopefully retaining some flexibility in that joint. Now what we see a lot of is back to the old fusion technique, but instead of using plates and screws, they will harvest bone from the patient's hip or from a bone bank, and they will basically push it into that disc space and hope that graft takes and stabilizes that joint.
Thank you, Jim.
Please go to our website at hsinjurylaw.com to immediately receive by email our free report on how medical evidence presentation can win cases. If you or someone you know has suffered a serious personal injury, please feel free to contact us by going to our website or calling our 1-800 number.